But I'm going to show you what I'm working on and give you some tips and some little tips on how to handle bulk under a machine, whether it's a set down long arm or an Altair or a Solaris. There's a little trick, and it's really apropos this time of year because you can find this item pretty much anywhere since it's warm swimming season, and I'm talking about a pool noodle. And that quilt right there, that I just took it out of my long arm. I finished. I only had one more reach in my long arm to have it completed, and it just went kaput. So I am going to finish this. This is one of my quilts, so thankfully this was not a customer quilt, which I have some of those to do, and I'm going to be doing them on the Regent. So I've already set the tension and all that fun stuff. Hello. Okay. So I do wear quilting gloves when I'm at a set down machine. I'm going to get them on, and then we're going to talk about pool noodles. Now this quilt measures about 65 by 80 or something like that. I honestly don't remember now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 8-inch. These are 8-inch blocks, so it's 56 by probably about 67 or something like that. I have Madeira thread in it. That is my go-to quilting thread, whether I'm on an Altair or Solaris or a long arm. I use that for just about everything. So, as you can see right here, inside of this is a purple pool noodle. I'm going to go ahead and unroll it. And if you put one of these out on a big table or in the floor, you can actually use this. It's really beneficial. You can use it to baste as well. But in this case, all I'm doing just to help manage the bulk, I'm just rolling it up. All of this that I'm rolling is already quilted, yeehaw. But if this was a quilt, and I have a quilt I'm getting ready to put in it, after I get this done tonight, I will put a customer quilt in tomorrow. But then you could have it halfway. Usually when you're free motioning at a set down machine, you usually want to start free motioning in the center, and you don't go side by side. That works out. That will work out any fullness in the backing so you don't get a pleat on the back of your quilt. And I have my stitch regulator set at 12 stitches to the inch. That's pretty much where I quilt everything at. And I am going to get started. Let's see, scissors. And I'm just going to pull up my bobbin thread. Okay. Needle up and down. Then I'm going to hold on to my top thread and pull it to the side and grab the bobbin thread loop that came up. And now I have my bobbin thread on top of my quilt. And that way, I don't get any nasty thread surprises, thread nests underneath. I love the quilting gloves, but it is hard to get threads off of it when you have a thread. Okay, I think I got it slung it off that time. So what I'm going to do here, and I'm not going to quilt the whole quilt in front of you, everybody. I'm just going to started. Then tonight I'll put on some classical music and I'll finish quilting this quilt. Okay, so I'm just going to go and place a couple of knots. And there we go. Okay, now I'm going to trim my thread tails. There we go. So we're going to order some parts for my long arm and try to baby it out for a little while longer yet, but I don't know. It's on its I don't know what its problem is, but it's aggravating. So now I am just going to put my hand on each side of where I'm going to start. And what I do, so where you have the most control with your quilting when you're free motion quilting, and everybody, I love to free motion quilt. That's how I learned to machine quilt, was on a machine like this. It was called the Baby Lock Tiara. So the distance, the area between your thumbs and your index fingers, that is where you have the most control over your quilt sandwich when you are free motion quilting. So once I get past one of those fingers, either the index finger or the thumb, I will stop and reposition my hand. Okay, here we go. Overall meander, kind of like a stippling, for lack of a better word. And let's see how these stitches are comparing. I need to shorten my stitch length. I'm going to go to 14. Oops. I'm going to go up to 14 stitches to the inch. I think that'll match my long arm setting, where it was previously quilted a little better. Oh, much better, yes. I'm going to check this. I'm going to check my tension real quick and look at the back of it. That looks good. We are good to go. Okay. Let's see where I'm at here. Okay. And the way I like to stipple, I like to keep my lines of stitching between around half an inch apart. I just like a little more quilting when when I'm quilting on my quilts. I could have it done real quick if I'd leave like a 2-inch gap, a 2-inch spacing between the stippling, but I just like my quilts a little heavier quilted than that. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of work my way over to the edge. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm going in this direction. That. I have pins in it because where I ended at, I have the edges basted down in the long arm, but this was just to kind of keep it in place and all that fun stuff. Normally I thread baste in the long arm before I bring something to free motion on a set down machine. And the thing is with stippling, you want to constantly be changing the direction of it. Now give me a little more slack right here so I can manipulate it better. There we go. And I'm going to loosen this top tension just a bit. Go down 10 numbers. There. And a few more than that. Okay. Let's try that one. See what that looks like. That's better. What about on the bottom here? Oh, that looks wonderful on the back. Okay, that is just about where I want it. I'll go down 5 more numbers. So this long arm has what is called a quick set tension on it. And not all long arms have this, but it has a digital readout on the screen of a number, so you can, instead of just turning it like on most long arms, you can actually have a digital number to help you fine tune into the proper tension, which is really helpful. I need to trim there's some threads from the edge. You trim those. And my batting I have in is like a Hobbs 80-20 heirloom batting, which if I'm not going to use like a pure cotton or bamboo or whatever, it is my batting of choice. I really like that. And if I don't have Hobbs, I also have Quilter's Dream 80-20. That's a wonderful batting as well. Okay. And I see a problem already with my setup here. My pool noodle is hitting the wall over this way. So I'm going to give it a little more slack, and you know what? I think for right now I can just eliminate it out, but there's my pool noodle. I'll just put it here beside my machine in case I need to pull it back up. Since I'm getting out here to this edge, the bulk's going that way so far, the pool noodle was hitting the wall. Okay. Let's try that. Now another little fun tool, with sewing we all have tools that we like and all that fun stuff. Another fun tool, if you don't like to wear gloves, and I'm just so used to wearing gloves, it's usually how I do that. But Baby Lock also makes a true grip like this. This is rubber on the back of it. It's open here in front. And they also make some rulers that you can actually screw into this grip to do ruler work. But what's great about this, it just fits right around your needle bar. Easy peasy. And this is a different way that you can actually smooth out your quilt sandwich and quilt with it. Then you can just put your hands onto this grip and do the same thing I was doing with my gloves. So let's try this one. That really seems to work really well with it. I like it.